Alright guys, how's it going? It's the second part of the hammering down on the Ford build. Uh, Basically, I've just finished bolting on the rear weight bracket, uh, and the mount for it. So you can see it's all bolted on. I ended up welding this plate, or strapping, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I got it welded to the back tranny mount, and then the frame. I guess it's part of the bracket that used to hold the mower deck, or the bracket for the mower deck here. It's all welded on, so it's actually going to act like a bit of a brace too, to stop any frame twisting if there is any. So that should be alright. It's solid on there, it's not moving at all. Yeah, so I got the fuel tank mounted on that bracket, so I just have to bolt it on. And yeah, so I'll get back to you guys in just a second. Alright guys, and all of my parts finally came in too. I got that 12 volt 7 inch rad fan. It's going to be mounted on the front of the rad. And I got my inline rad cap. So I finally got all the parts I need and the mounting hardware for the fan. So now that I got all the parts, I can finally start get everything tied together. Alright, I don't know if I showed you guys or not, but that's the rad cradle I made up. It's a steel bracket that, or like a steel frame that bolts to the front axle bracket. And I just have to make up the supports to fasten the rad to it, and then the grill's going to be bolted to it also. The grill's going to be held in with those two studs down there, and probably a couple steel straps up top. I got the fuel tank and weight bracket mounted on the front. I hooked the fuel lines up. It's really starting to come together. I'm getting happy with this. Okay guys, I got all the coolant lines run. I got the inline rad cap installed. I still have to fasten the rad up to the rad cradle, but that's nothing major. I got the wire harness run. It just runs along that frame rail, comes up behind the battery. I put this stainless piece in. That's going to be my gauge mount here, and then the back side here, I'm going to have my fuse panel and my relays mounted under there. And then you can see the key switch there. That's that blue wire is the one for the starter. I just have to put my main power feed on there, and then my auxiliary wire, that's going to go up to the fuse panel. Probably have the fuse panel on a relay. But yeah, it's starting to come together. I'm thinking like this is what I'm gonna use for the kill. That's actually the old throttle from the Kohler. I just kind of bend it up to come over to fit. Just got to cut that down, bend it, and drill a hole for a cotter pin. But yeah, it's nothing major. I think that's about it for right now. Alright, again, I'm just kind of test fitting things, just double checking that I like the fitment of everything. This is basically where the gauges are going to be sitting. I might just cut this out for right now, but I am going to make a new valence piece, probably out of steel. And then that way, like, when you're up here, you won't be able to see the gauges or anything, or even to the side. But when you're sitting in the driver's seat, you'll be able to look to the steering wheel and see the gauges right there. So they'll be nice and hidden. Like, the tractor still has kind of a stockish look, but like, I'm kind of liking how tidy everything's coming out. And then everything is just clearing. Like, the alternator bracket just clears. The exhaust is going to clear no problem. But yeah, I'm really liking how everything's turning out. And the hood's twisted a little bit, but I can fix that. Maybe make some straight mounts for it so it actually gets held down at the front. But yeah, that's what she's looking like right now. Alright guys, I got the exhaust stack all bolted up. All the rad hoses are tightened up. Rad filler's on. I don't have the fan on. Right now, I'm in the middle of hooking up my throttle. I've already got the kill hooked up. That just runs off of the old factory throttle. But yeah, so I'm just extending out my linkage so I can, my adjustable linkage so I can adjust where my handle sits. And the seat's mounted also. So yeah.
Yeah. That's where
Turbine coming off it.
nice. It's a big saw.
That's 25 inch pounds of vacuum. So that's Venturi hooked up to the shop air. And it basically it sucks all the air out of the system, putting it under a vacuum. So when you close that off, stick that in the coolant. You open that valve and it pulls the coolant into it.
Yeah.
And then if you watch that, see how it's going down? As it goes down, it pulls the coolant in.
Oh, so you got the whole system under vacuum and then
Yeah.
it sucks it all in. So is it full and it backs off like that?
Yep. Alright boys, I got all the wiring done for now. It's just enough to run the glow plugs and energize the alternator. I gotta take the tractor back apart after the pull, so I'm not getting too worried about it. But you can see I got the relays mounted, the fuse panel mounted. I'm only using the one relay right now, but everything's all hooked up. I'm ready to put fuel in the tractor and try it for a first fire up. So anyways, I'll bring you back when I got fuel. Alright boys, I got diesel fuel in the tank and got the bleeder screw pulled out so I can crank it over and start bleeding the fuel system. there you are, boys. Running, driving. The wiring's almost complete, but it's come a long way considering a week and a half ago is just the engine, frame, and wheels. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Stay tuned for the video of the pull, see how this thing does. If you like the video, rate it up, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next video.